Let's go, let's go. Yeah.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stocks crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snowdrop. Big budget has big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
That's the bad that you made, that's the bad that you made, yeah. Ay, yeah, bad that you made, that's the bad that you made. Ay, Katie, let's go.
All hell King Darius.
That's the bad that you made, that's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you laid, that's the bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping mollies. I'm so intelligent, my honesty turned into philosophy. I go hard in the paint, the harder I play. Nigga, I'm like Harden on James, a problem to face. I don't wear my heart in my sleeve, just look in my eyes. Nigga, you can do what you need, I do what is right. I don't fucking want what you have, just look at your life. Nothing about it sacred to me, it's out of my sight. That just means it's out of my mind, it's not worth the fight. Nigga, yeah, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Hey, you did what you did.
Yeah, you do what you did.
Give a fuck about intentions.
Don't give a fuck about intentions.
You can watch what I do.
You can watch what I do.
Just stay the fuck out my mentions.
Stay the fuck out my mentions. That's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you laid. That's the bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. That's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you made. That's the bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah.
money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. What the fuck is going on?
So much internalized fat phobia, self-objectification, and racism, and all of the things.
Shut up.
Misogyny.
Holy shit.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Normath.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 31 Oshwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 flexing on all you be. All right, fam. Hope you made some sick gains today. Make sure you check out the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. Share the show. Rumble.com/TheDailySwole. And of course, hashtag FEF, Fuck 'em Friday, in the comments for a chance to win today's Swole card. We'll give that away at the end of today's episode. Hashtag FEF. And that just represents what you should be doing to cull your community, your environment, the people you surround yourself with. Make sure that you're following your 7 pillars and deleting, unsubscribing, blocking out the negativity and the people that are not serving you in your life. Time to go through those contacts, those emails, maybe people that you DM with on Instagram, all those chodes and jabronis that are not on the same page as you when you're crushing your 7 pillars. And also, if you want to join the fam, join us over at swolenormousx.com. The Swolenormous app is launching shortly. Very excited about that. So stay tuned. If you're on the email list, you will be notified. So make sure you check the links below and get on that. Yesterday, if you missed it, you missed it. Well, you shouldn't have missed it. You shouldn't have missed it. The Ugly Christmas sweatshirt, it is no longer available. Those of you that jumped on it, congratulations. That will be going out soon. Very excited for you. It's going to be an awesome design. And for those of you that missed out on it, the next signature series will be on episode 3200s. That'll be in, I guess, 99 days from today. You'll be able to pick up the next mystery design. We do it every 100 days. So if you missed out on it, boo to you. If you got it, look forward to something awesome. And today, of course, I am rocking the amazing Lift merch. Papa Swolio as Donald Pump. Go check it out. Fef, fuck 'em Friday. Knock out all the noise, but pick up a brand new Lift shirt. 20% off all new releases. Everything, 20% off. papaswolio.com. Check out all the merch. We have the GTTFG Hope design. We also have the Tallow and Butter 2024. Go and check that out. But we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff over there. papaswolio.com. Here's just a peek before we get into the first Swole fan post as people are still coming in, joining the live. Like I said, 20%. Who's this guy? Look at that dude.
Aww. Hi, puppy.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. That's a good looking man. If you get some of the Papa Swolio merch, you will look just like this guy. Don't you want to look just like this guy? I do. Younger Papa Swolio looking good. Anyway, Swoleverine, deadlift, 20% off everything. Check out all the best sellers. We got all the Halloween designs. I know Halloween was yesterday, but still good for the fall season. We also have Super Swole Bros, Gaindolf, Barbell Girl, Optimus Pump, Swoleopoly, Back to the fucking Gym, Teenage Mutant Lifting Turtles, Dora the Swolesplora. Oh, I just went into this one design, but check out all the latest drops. We got Shreddy Krueger, Michael Swolio, the Jack-O-Lantern, Beetlejuiced, tons of cool designs. Optimus Pump, there we go. Anyway, go check it out. papaswolio.com, 20% off the whole site. So it's time for the holiday season. You're getting gifts and things like that for people. It's a great time to jump on the special, and that way also you will make sure that you don't get cut off because of things selling out for the holiday season. So now's that time to jump on it. Let's get into that tip. Swole fan post time. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Sipping on some vegan tears, gotta hydrate. All right, first one's from Shane. We had a nice post from Shane yesterday. Let's see what Shane's got. Welp just changed gyms from the overcrowded with teenagers big box gym in town to a smaller boutique 24 access gym that I have been a member of in the past. This will work better with my schedule and to get things done without 30 folks texting on equipment or filming, since it's banned in this gym without consent. Woohoo! Time to get the work in. Nice. Let's get a little survey going on in the live chats. Is filming, can they ban cell phone use in a gym? I suppose. Pretty easy to ban cell phone use if you just block cell phone service, but that can be a liability too. How many of you have gyms that ban filming or are pro filming, or does your gym just not say anything about that? I definitely agree. One of the problems with having phones in the gym is apps where you track everything with your phone. I don't think it's a good thing. I think you should go in with your notebook. I think you should do things old school with the pen. That's what I do, because I don't want to be distracted with my phone. I know you play music. A lot of you play music. You have Spotify or something, or you're listening to the Daily Swole podcast. And, you know, I don't blame you. You don't want to have the garbage music that most gyms play. But it can get really slow when everyone's staring at their phones. They're scrolling TikTok or Instagram in between sets, and that could be a real burden. Not to mention when you don't really know who's filming what, and are they filming my butt while I'm doing squats? Anyway, drop in the comments, what does your gym do? And I've had a lot of benefits. I mean, I filmed programs. I did a lot of filming in the gym when I first started doing a lot of gym content. I didn't have my own gym. I was filming in gyms. So I'm grateful that I was able to film in gyms. I'm grateful that I was doing that before it was popular. But nowadays, if I really have to think about it objectively, I don't want to be selfish because that's how I was able to film a lot of content, because I was allowed to film in the gym. But I think you could also rent the gym space or ask the owner and maybe have a specific time that you come in because it's very empty, or a certain section of the gym where you can film. And he's like, okay, if you want to come here Friday at 2 to 3, that's cool if you go upstairs and you do X, Y, and Z. But now with how ubiquitous it is to have cell phones and to have all these cameras, you just don't want people setting up tripods and having this whole thing. It can really interfere with your workouts, distracting. TCAP says, still getting it. I got a ways to get back to Lizzo levels of health. Indeed,
You can
we
be
do, my
fat
man.
and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
Due to her raising the bar as always. You mean raising the fork. Raising the fork. Thank you for sharing, TCAP. And we do have one accountability post that we haven't gotten through yet. Daniel says this week, and this is, of course, sent out on Sundays, so this is probably the last one we're going to do for this week. This week, I will continue to stay consistent with eating whole foods and cutting out alcohol completely. Good for you.
Wow.
I couldn't think of the last time I've gone a whole week without having a drink, but I did this week, and I'm not going to break the chain. I will read for 10 minutes each night and do yoga at least 3 times this week. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. A lot of members of the Swole fam used to drink and no longer. And I wasn't an alcoholic, but I used to drink. I might have a beer or two or some whiskey and stuff like that now and again, more frequently before. It wasn't anything kind of crutch, but then I just stopped. It just wasn't benefiting me at all. There's really no benefit. There's really no benefit to it. It's just poison. Good for you. Let's get a couple emails. Do we have a couple email responses? We do. Short and sweet. We got 3 short and sweet responses. If you're not on the email list, links are also down below. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. That's makeemailswoleagain.com. Free email list. And of course, when you're on this email list, you'll get all the latest. You'll get daily inspiration in your inbox, banging your inbox, stretching out again because you're tired of spam. You want to get some cool emails. Plus, when the app drops, you'll be notified, and any specials and merch specials and awesome things going on, you'll also be notified here on the email list. And respond to the emails because we like to feature them and love to hear from you. So let's get into the first response to the email. Don't feel like training today. Coco says, I'm outside my home, but at least I try to eat the most healthiest way I can. Good. You can also prepare. And understand, people, you don't have to stuff your fat face all the time. You can also just not eat until you get home. You can go a couple hours without eating. You'll live. But if you prepare and you bring food with you and you need to have X amount of protein and whatever you're trying to accomplish, prepare ahead of time. If you're failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Don't feel like training today. Email response from Philip. Philip says, fuck yeah. Walking to the gym now, hitting some back and buys today, finishing up with some 10 incline on the treadmill. Let's get it. I'm assuming 10-degree incline or whatever the 10 level setting is. Good for you. And Thomas to the same email responds and says, got breath work this morning followed by meditation. Then crushed a great workout with weights and cardio. Thank you for the motivation. We got it now.
And that's the way, I like it.
You got it.
See on the sunshine
All right, knowledge cock time. So let's get into some questions. I'll get into some of those responses that you all dropped. Remember, if you want to call into the show, go to askpapaswolio.com. You can call in anytime, anywhere, record up to a minute, and you'll feature on the show, askpapaswolio.com. And if you have a live question, drop it in the comments, hashtag askpapaswolio. Let's see, it's Julian. My gym has notices everywhere about filming and getting consent of the people around. We used to have a room for people to lift and film if they wanted to, now no longer. See, it's a hard ask for a gym to have a separate room, but I think that's the best way to do it. So the gym can understand, and maybe you can rent it out. Maybe it could be a special membership where you can rent a certain time, or you have an area where people that want to film can film. And then you have maybe a set of dumbbells that go up to 20s. You have a cable machine or something where people can do some demos. But it's a lot to ask for the gym to have a whole separate space. But it could just be a stretching area if someone wants to talk or bring some weights over and do a demonstration. But like, you're going to get consent of the people. Hey, do you mind if I film? You have to go and walk and talk to every single person lifting around you. It's kind of hectic. Let's see. Positive Charisma says, I've seen signs in the gym, but not necessarily enforcement. Mark says, filming is allowed in my gym, but I left my old gym because of rowdy teenagers. Those meddling kids. Hogwild says, because there's a daycare service at my gym, camera function is banned. That makes sense. All right, let's get into a couple of questions. We'll take some Instagram questions, but also live. If you have it, drop in the chat. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Miss Texas Fit, Papa Swolio, with chronic inflammation in my stomach, everything hurts my stomach. I've been bloated 24/7. Thoughts on a 48-hour fast, pros and cons. Cons, you'll be hungry. Pros, maybe you figure out your concern. everything hurts your stomach. I don't know what that means. That sounds like something you should get medically checked out. You've been bloated 24/7. I just don't know what you're actually doing. So there could be a very obvious answer to something that you're eating. Obviously, you're having allergic reactions or something of the sort. So I don't know exactly what you're doing, of course, unless you tell me, and maybe you're omitting something or forgetting something. How long has this been going out there for? Literally, exactly what are you doing? There's a reason for it, and it shouldn't be happening. So I think I've done a 48-hour fast. I don't do fasting like that anymore because you're just not going to sleep the same way. You're not going to sleep as well. You might have some other issues. So I don't do that kind of fasting currently, but I've done it before. My thoughts are, have you ever done a fast before? Have you ever done that? It's not going to kill you or anything like that. But she follows up and says, my doctor said stress is killing the good bacteria in my stomach. Stress is definitely a downside. It's going to imbalance your hormones, which can lead to some of these side effects. She wants me to go on a FODMAP diet. Yeah, I haven't. I mean, it's just different types of elimination. It's something that you're doing. It's something that you're consuming that is bothering you. So what have you done with the elimination diet? What have you cut out? What are you currently eating? You just shouldn't be bloated 24/7. There's something going on. M. Palig 05 Papa Swolio, is taking amino acids actually helpful, or is it just marketing? I think there's probably application for amino acids if you're doing endurance training or something like that. I don't take them. I eat food. So I'm not saying that you can't, but mostly, in my opinion, it's marketing. I haven't really heard any compelling reason to take branched chain amino acids or anything like that. Protein is great. Obviously, you need protein. But in terms of taking and buying a supplement for it, I don't really think you're going to notice a difference. There may be an application if you're doing triathlons or things like that, but for the average person that's trying to build muscle, I personally don't take branched chain amino acids or EAAs. I don't take the essential amino acids. I don't take a blend or anything like that. This is personally, that's what I don't. I don't know if any of you do that. Miss Texas Fit says, I've done a fast for 3 days before, but literally been eating beef with no seasoning for 5 days, and I'm bloated as fuck. That's still just not all the information. That just still seems vague and doesn't make sense. And no seasoning, just eating plain without salt and stuff. That's disgusting. That sounds gross to me. You've been consuming electrolytes or things like that, or my doctor has checked everything and I'm healthy overall, but do you think a 48-hour fast would help heal my stomach lining? No, not in 48, not in 2 days. It's not going to heal your stomach lining. What about bone broth like we discussed? If you have chronic inflammation, fasting can definitely give your digestive system a break. And again, I'm not saying it's going to give you the answer. I'm not saying that's going to solve your problems. It may get you on the path to healing it, not medical advice, of course. But if you do have a lot of issues, that's essentially what an elimination diet is. You want to cut things out. So a fast is literally cutting everything out. Yeah, what kind of steak are you eating? Because Cerny makes a good point. A lot of times, remember your gut biome and your situation. If you go from not eating a lot of protein and fat and you go to eating tons of fat, that's a lot. You might have diarrhea, you might have bloating. Just the substrate, like what you're consuming, the macros of what you're consuming can be a big shift. People go from no fiber to tons of fiber, and it's Jeremy Harris Music, Papa Soul, your tips to increase ankle mobility in order to deepen my squat. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. And of course, when the app drops, you're going to have even easier access to all the amazing content. So we have ankle, knee, and hip mobility masterclasses inside Swolenormous X. So ankle mobility, you need to stretch and mobilize the calves and the anterior tibialis. So doing any kind of anterior tibialis raise, leaning back against the wall, or getting an anterior tibialis ankle strap, or there's different called tib bars. You can train your anterior tibialis. or leaning back against a wall and just doing toe raises is great, but also stretching your gastrocnemius and your soleus and getting full range and full stretch when you're doing calf raises and staying in the lengthened portion of the movement will lengthen the tendons, and you'll get, some hypertrophy there with your calves. That's a better way to train, but train them from a more stretched standpoint. But also to deepen your squat, it's also going to be your adductors. There's a lot of reasons. So you can elevate your heels. That'll help you get in a deeper squat with a more upright back, knees over toes. Your knees will drive forward over your toes. So squat shoes or putting your heels up on 10 or 25 pound plates or a slant board, that's a great way to mobilize or to avoid essentially the limitations of your ankle complex. But it's also going to be strengthening your hip flexors, lengthening your hamstrings, activating your glutes, your thoracic spine. It's really just overall too, because if you have tight adductors, it's going to cause you, if you have tight adductors, you're not going to be able to get in as deep of a squat. So it's not just your ankles, it could be your adductors. So it's going to be a challenge for you to get deep into that squat and get deep into hip flexion if you have really tight adductors, because you do, parts of the adductor does provide hip extension and stuff, like the adductor magnus. Let's see, Texas Fit, grass-fed ribeye, flat iron steaks. This is causing a lot of stress. I can't figure out what's wrong. I'm taking steps to cut out stressful situations in my life. This is a process I understand, but it's frustrating because I'm gaining weight. There's something that doesn't make sense. Going essentially carnivore is not going to bloat you. I've never heard of anyone getting bloated from going carnivore. Are you allergic to beef? What does the Lone Star tick do? What's the side effect of that issue? Was that alpha-gal syndrome? Isn't that, I want to say common, but isn't that something from, it's called the Lone Star tick, so I'm assuming it came from Texas, or it's one of those things. Have you looked into that? Have you gotten tested for that? I don't know if anyone here has that, but that kind of, I think it's called alpha-gal syndrome. You have allergies to red meat or something like that. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare for me. I'll wake up in a cold sweat. Alpha-gal. Look it up. I'm not saying you have that, but imagine if that's what it is. Check it out. I think it's called alpha-gal, G-A-L, alpha, but it comes from a tick. It's called the Lone Star tick. And Miss Texas Fit. That's probably where it's from. Zabdeal H24. I'm not saying that's what it is. Hopefully it's not, but something to at least to look into or be aware of. Where you get that bat, you be swinging around. Where I be getting that bat, yo, you can get them in a few places. The steel one, I mean, the wood ones I get from England and from Portugal and stuff. I don't know if people in the United States make the wood ones. It's pretty rare. You have some metal workers that make the metal maces and stuff, custom stuff. But a lot of times you have to get international with that kind of woodworking skill. So in terms of the steel ones, you get them on Amazon. Also, Onnit has some steel clubs. They have a lot on Amazon. There's a lot of brands, Canadian brands and stuff like that. You can Google online, but they're called steel clubs. At the Bat Store. At the Bat Store. Yeah, I wish I could help you more. There's something else going on. Like, what else are you eating? Are you only eating meat? You're talking about meat with no seasoning. Oof. What are you cooking the meat in? How are you preparing the meat? Great question here from Cree Had Drums. Beer, ? Garbage. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about it. You can try to justify nothing beneficial health-wise. Launa Flow, Papa Swolia, working in office and workouts 4 times per week. Are C4 and protein powders recommended? This is not going to get you results. Creatine's fine. There are some good supplements that are great, but that's not even going to get you outsized results more than proper lifestyle habits, the 7 pillars, proper nutrition, proper training, progressive overload, mobility, mindfulness, quality sleep, and recovery. So are they recommended? It's irrelevant. Protein powders can be useful, but that shouldn't be the foundation of your nutrition either. Miss Texas Fit says Irish butter. Well, some people have issues with butter. Do you ever have any dairy allergies or anything like that? I'm not saying that's what it is, but maybe ghee, G-H-E-E. It's clarified butter. Maybe the butter is doing it. I doubt it. I really do. I doubt it. Try cooking in tallow. Yeah, but C4 and that kind of stuff. Tons of artificial sweeteners and who knows what else. I don't get too much into this. We've talked about it a lot. Somebody 1884 CrossFit, thumbs up or thumbs down. There's not really an application where that's going to be a good idea for a progressive training program. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to build muscle and metabolize more fat and increase your longevity and your overall well-being, CrossFit's not the answer. It's just random exercises, and there really is no proper periodization or logic behind a lot of the training. And this obviously doesn't, it depends on where you're going. It depends on how it's implemented. But if you come up to me and say, hey, I want to get in good shape, should I start CrossFit? I'm going to say no. There's other options. Victor De Velasco, Papa Soli, how do you prep your steak? Do you eat alongside anything else? Cooking beef tallow and butter, sometimes some rosemary, and we'll either make some white rice or I'll have some dates or some raw cheese and some fermented pickles or different things, but usually some kind of carb. Sometimes sweet potatoes, not lately. Sometimes some white rice, sometimes just plain by itself. Might have additional, like I said, raw cheese or maybe some eggs. Sometimes we'll do like an omelet, like an egg and cheese omelet next to like some steak slices. It really depends. I don't shy away from carbohydrates. Ved L16. Best exercise for traps. No best exercise for anything per se. I guess arguably some exercise might be considered best. But what I would recommend is doing Kelso shrugs. So you're doing shrugs on an incline, prone on an incline. And because you're doing that, it's going to be a little bit of a better angle to hit your traps. Doing standing shrugs is not my preference. Standing shrugs is not my preference. So Kelso shrugs are great. You can do it on a Smith machine. You can do it with dumbbells. It's a great one to do. All right, last Instagram question. Anything else? Is this a joke? Nunu Ham, Papa will maximum swole get me IFBB stage ready. Are you taking tons of sauce? It can. I mean, stage ready, doing professional bodybuilding is a lot different than, there's a lot more than just the strength, the muscle building protocol. There's a lot more. The sauce, you got to be on some good sauce. I mean, you're talking about micromanaging a lot of things. So it can definitely build you a lot of muscle, but you can build muscle with a lot of different programs. So depending on your nutrition, depending on your timeline, depending on your scheduling, some programs might be better than others. And of course, all these programs are going to be manipulatable, but bottom line, whatever program you choose, and depending on what you're taking, the reason why anabolics are effective is because it's going to help you build more muscle and recover faster, generally. So if you can create the stimulus more frequently and recover faster, you can train more and harder. And obviously you still need recovery, but it will improve your recovery time. Okay, let's get into a couple videos. Are we good? And we have overtime. We got two throwbacks today. No new drive while gaining today, but we do have overtime. We will have another new one next week. But we're going to get into that at the end of today's episode. So we're going to move right along. We'll do a couple videos in the balls deep portion, and then we'll get on with it. OT, baby.
That's deep.
Okay, let's get into it. Pick a number. Whoa. Are these all gross, frightening, horrifying? We can do any of these. Pick a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Pick a number. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Or is it 5?
What's in the box?
Positive Charisma on Rumble, number 5. This is called, in the folder, it's called Size versus Skin Tone.
If you believe that makeup companies have a responsibility to carry shades for all people of all skin tones and carry those shades in store at a reasonable price, but you do not believe that clothing companies have a responsibility to carry sizes for all bodies in store at a reasonable price, I invite you to consider why that is. And before you start typing, I will not be accepting because you can't control your skin tone as an answer.
Oh, well, that's kind of...
Very, very clear, I am not attempting to compare the cultural severity of those two issues. That's not my place, and I won't speak on that. Skin tone and body size are both primarily determined by your genetics. You can...
What?
Both primarily determined by your genetics. Issues, that's not my place, and I won't speak on that. Skin tone and body size are both primarily determined by your genetics.
Just one of those is primarily determined by your genetics. Just one.
You can sort of flex in one way or the other by going in the sun, not going in the sun, diet and exercise. You have some control over it, but not as much as people think.
Diet and exercise, but not as much. You have much more than most people think. You have much more control than most people think.
Look into set point weight if
Nope.
you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're rude or you intentionally misunderstand me, I will block you.
No, I understand you perfectly, which is why I disagree with everything you just said.
Matt Damon.
Please block me. I never want to see videos like that again. Please block me. Pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Cerny says 4. We're going right into poor health. Well, that...
What's in the box?
We all have ear cancer now, don't we? Poor health.
The glorification of obesity in our society is a huge problem.
Agreed.
Oh, well, what do you mean by that? We should be encouraging people to be healthy.
Agreed.
Not praising their bodies for being fat.
Agreed.
Which is a risk factor that makes you more likely to have health problems.
Agreed.
Okay, well, let's talk about body positivity.
You lost already. The theoretical person you're arguing with was correct. Let's talk about body positivity. You lost. Let's talk about something that doesn't make any sense. Perfect.
Positivity is essentially a tool that helps some people with their self-image.
It's a tool. In other words, it's a delusion. If you lie to yourself and you make yourself believe that you're in some sort of fantasy land, you might feel better about yourself. Cool.
It might increase their confidence or even help them recognize their self-worth.
Delusion.
However, body positivity is not something that resonates with everybody. For a lot of us, especially disabled and other marginalized groups, body neutrality makes more sense because it separates the health and condition of our body from our worth as a human being. The mental gymnastics
that these tards have to go through instead of just going to the fucking gym. Just go to the gym. Eat some beef. Lift some heavy weights. The mental gymnastics. If you actually did regular gymnastics, then you wouldn't have to play these games.
Start equating health and ability to worth, we're already down the ableism route. And we're headed on a train straight to eugenics. Okay, but that's a little bit dramatic. Poor health is objectively a bad thing. And that's where I would challenge you too. Poor health is the reality of living in a human body.
Whoa, what?
Poor health is the reality of living in a human body. Everyone will experience health issues or disability unless they die tragically first.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Aww. I don't know what that was supposed to say. You know what was really interesting about that? Nothing. But we'll pretend something was interesting. That the person that she was arguing with was super based. So her alter ego that she was arguing with literally just made the right points. So what leftists tend to do, and Marxists, obviously you have to be ableist, or you have to be marginalized, or you have to be, it can't be body positivity. It has to be body neutral. The target's always going to change, and it's always going to manipulate in order to continue the grift. So it's really just debate techniques, right? It's evasive techniques. What these people are taught in school is just how to argue and deconstruct points. This is why it's called deconstructionist. It just tries to break down logical paradigms and give you arguing talking points. Well, it's not that, it's body positivity. Well, someone has a good, and then I'll come along with logic and common sense. Body positivity is ridiculous and it's unhealthy. Well, body neutrality separates this from, it just keeps on fractionalizing. That might even be a word, but it keeps on just fragmenting. That's what I want to say. It just keeps on fragmenting and splitting until you're just left with these random shards of delusion. No sense. You'll make no sense, person. All right, Miss Texas Fit number 3. This is not worried about fat.
What's in the box?
You should.
What's your name, fat body?
You should be. Here we go.
I'm sorry. This is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm worried about. I'm sorry. This is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm worried about. I'm standing in a home that I bought on a planet where there are more stars in the sky than there are grains of sand on each individual beach. And I have a husband who thinks I'm the greatest thing in the world. And I have a...
So let me pause right here before we get into the rest of this useless rant. Understand that I guess she's talking about like this fat and I have a house and I have a husband who loves me. Like, that might be true. Then you have to ask yourself, why is this person making a TikTok video about it? Why do you feel the need to make the content to tell everyone how awesome your life is? Think about that. That's a weird thing. I've never done that. I've never made a video to try to justify my delusions. Look at my fat. I don't take care of myself. But look, I have a house. There's more stars in the sky than than grains of sand. Like, okay. Thanks, Carl Sagan. Cool story. What's your point? What does that have to do with you eating too much cake and I have a husband. Cool. Then go be with your husband. Why are you trying to get love and attention on social media?
Then there are grains of sand on each individual beach. And I have a husband who thinks I'm the greatest thing in the world. And I have a family who would do anything for me and hobbies that bring me joy. And I'm staring into a phone that has thousands of pictures and videos of me doing fun things and traveling to places that I love.
That's a lot of cope. I'm curious as to how this is going to end. That's a lot of cope. That's a cope Sunday right there with the cherry on top. Let's continue. 31 seconds left of brain rot. Here we go.
And I have a calendar downstairs of all my upcoming events and vacations that I'm so excited for. My life is good and it's beautiful. And yet, when I evaluate, when I think, should I be happy? Do I deserve to be happy? Should I be proud?
I'm waiting for the point. We're all waiting.
Of where I am right now. This is what tops the list of considerations. This is bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's the truth.
I already used the no points soundboard. What else do I got?
All right, then leave.
What else do I got here? What else do I got?
If you can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
That'll do it.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Elizabeth in the Telegram chat says, I understand her point, but I also know that because of all that should be why she takes care of herself so she can enjoy it all for much longer. Longevity. Longevity. I'm glad your husband loves you. Why isn't that enough? Why are you making videos? She sounds miserable. Okay. We'll do one more because this one, I don't want to see this other person's face right now. This one, we've seen her face before. I don't want to see it either, but at least this is relative and relevant because it's titled Halloween Candy. So I know a lot of you, it's November 1st. I know most of you don't go trick-or-treating and that kind of stuff, but you might have kids, you might have candy around the house, or you went and did this kind of stuff. How about Cerny's favorite Shut Up? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, we could do that.
Shut up, bitch!
We could do that one. All right, this one we'll do one more, then we'll go into overtime. So this one's called Halloween.
What's in the box?
Halloween Candy. This one's called Halloween Candy.
I'm the mother to 6, and after years of trying to figure out how to deal with Halloween candy, this is the most stress-free, easiest, and healthiest way we have learned to handle it. Oh my gosh, Johnny, look how much candy you got. Did you organize it? Did you count it? Good job. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this candy back to you because you worked really hard in gathering it up and spent all years really excited for how much candy you were gonna get.
This makes me want to hang myself by my ball sack. This woman records this video. I know it says a stitch incoming. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, let's go. Okay.
And spent all year really excited for how much candy you were going to get.
All year.
And you're going to eat as much as you want, whenever you want, until it's gone. No fighting, no stressing, no buying them extra presents. Them eating whatever they want, whenever they want for a few days is not going to kill them. Just let them eat the damn candy.
Amazing. I am so happy to see a mom with a large following on social media who has such a chill attitude about candy. It's not poison, it's not...
Jesus Christ. So you're going to have this pediatrician... Who the fuck knows this person? It's not poison. It is. It really is. It really is. I ate my fair share of candy. I should not have. But I did. I'm still alive. True. It doesn't change the fact this is just cope. This is just a cope video. And this is justifying. Look, most kids are pre-diabetic and they're eating all this garbage. You know what the difference is? These women or libtards, whatever you want to call them, these people that are trying to justify this terrible behavior, it's because they want to justify their own terrible behavior. So they're projecting this onto their kids like they a lot of do with all the trans stuff. So it's just projection. And they're making content to kind of grift off their kids and grift off these ideas that it's not poison, it's just a little candy. They're eating garbage all the time. These kids are eating tons of vegetable oils and seed oils every day. As if this day and Halloween is so unique. That's why people ask me about a cheat day. Pop, so you can have a cheat day. You're cheating all the fucking time. Have you looked at what you normally eat? You normally eat crap. You just want this kind of social excuse to eat extra crap. All right, let's continue.
Amazing. I am so happy to see a mom with a large following on social media.
Amazing. I'm just so happy to see a mom
who has such a chill attitude about candy. It's not poison. It's not going to turn our kids into little sugar gremlins.
It is.
It's not going to wreck their health.
It is.
It's just candy.
Which is garbage.
2 thoughts.
She just gave us more than... We don't want more words. We don't want more thoughts. You just gave me like 3 thoughts. Ugh, 2 more? God damn it. All right, you got 53 seconds.
You can 100% do exactly what she said. If that works for you, do it. You can also put some structures around the unlimited candy eating. Things like only eating at the table, you must throw your wrappers away. Yes, you can have as much candy as you want after dinner.
As much as you want. Just stuff your fat little fucking faces.
Whatever works for your unique kids, your family. And 2, we don't have to try to get it out of our house in the first place, whether that's eating it all at once or using a diety tactic like the Switch Witch.
What? Or what? Whether it's eating it all at once or using a diety tactic like the Switch Witch? This is episode 3101. I've never heard. Why is it capitalized? What's the Switch Witch? Is that a Halloween thing? The Switch Witch? Like,
my pretty, I'm going to switch your candy for a carrot.
Which would actually be worse. What's the Switch Witch? This makes me... I don't want to know. I'm asking... Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck is a switch witch? God damn it. This makes me...
Using a diety tactic like the switch witch. Whenever it's gone, you could just buy more, pack it in a lunchbox, have some during family movie night. The main reason that kids go crazy for candy on Halloween is that this much candy is so novel in the first place. When it's part of a kid's year-round lifestyle, suddenly, it's not as much of a big deal, and they're much more likely to enjoy the amount that's right for them and save the rest for later.
Wow, bro. Yeah, the main reason kids go crazy for candy is because it's so novel in the first place. When it's part of a kid's year-round lifestyle, when you make this garbage poison a part of your kid's year-round lifestyle, when you give your kids poison all year round, it's less exciting. Yeah, and they have diabetes. Because if they're eating candy all year round, they're really eating other good stuff too. Oh my God. Any questions as to why everyone's fat and sick in this country? Okay. All right. Let's see here. Fam, we got overtime coming up. So let's just give away today's Swole card. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, rumble.com/TheDailySwole. Hashtag FEF for a chance to win today's Swole card. We got overtime for members coming up in just a few moments. It's the Friday cast. We got overtime. I don't see enough hashtags. I can't even find one. Well, I got this one. You need to drop that hashtag in order to win today's Swole card. Positive Charisma is today's winner.
Congratulations!
All right, PK, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, Swole card 3101 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. All right, now we have overtime coming up. So let's shift over into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. If you're not yet a member, join us, swolenormousx.com. Let's get into OTs. OTZ, Moneesies. The sound bar up, the sidebar. There we go. All right, overtime starts in 2 minutes. So head on over to swolenormousx.com. Join the Daily Swole Telegram chat, but join the Swole fam. Remember, the Swolenormous app is dropping soon. Swolenormous app is dropping soon, and it will be available for everyone shortly. So members will get first access. So when you join over at swolenormousx.com, you will have early access to the Swolenormous app. Very excited to finally get that launched. Let's get into the overtime segment, and we got some throwbacks, some new balls deep edits. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you there. And thanks for being here. Make sure you check out all this week's episodes and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, anywhere you bang your ear holes. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in overtime. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio, out.
I just wanna win on the low, like you making demands, I said, whoa.